Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a foundation first impressions, and today we're going to be doing that on the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse foundation. I have never tried this before, it's never been opened, and I'm really anxious to try this because a lot of you really recommended this to me, so I'm glad I picked it up and we are going to give it a go today. If you guys remember, if you've been like following me for a very long time, then you would know that I used to be a huge fan of the Maybelline Matte Mousse foundation, which is like, it came in like that little tub and it was like really moussey. I used to be obsessed with that foundation. I loved it. So the fact that it is in a liquid mousse now, I wonder if I will fall back in love with it. I guess we will just have to find out. So yeah, basically here's just an overview of what the packaging looks like. It just has like a short design and it has a pump top, which I do like. Now the only thing is I wish I had something to pump this on top of, because it looks like I'm just gonna have to use the back of my hand because it doesn't come with a cap, whereas usually I would take the cap off and pump a little on top of there. I got the color 35, which is nude beige, so again, kind of taking a risk on the color here, but yeah, we'll have to work with it. As you can very obviously tell, my skin is having like full freak out at the moment. Just a lot of things have been going on, and apparently all the stress decided to show up on my face. So we're gonna see how well this covers, we're gonna see how long it lasts, we're gonna see how it feels on the skin, we're gonna see what kind of finish it has. It says it has an airbrush finish, so I'm hoping for a very like doll-like, very perfect complexion. So we'll just have to give this a go and see what happens. So I'm just going to quickly open the plastic right here. To apply it to my face today, I'm going to be using the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Just looks like this. I've been really enjoying this brush lately, so I think I'm gonna go with this again. And as usual, I have absolutely nothing on my face. I just washed it, and I do have some moisturizer on it just because that's kind of what I need, because it has like SPF and all that jazz, and I kind of need that in my life. I'm going to use the top of this concealer and just pump it right on top of there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get it. Do I have to like turn it? Oh, yeah, you have to turn it at the top. There's like a little arrow. So there we go, we should be good now. Let's give this another try. Nothing yet. Ooh. Okay. Alright, so there's the consistency. Very runny, but not too runny. It doesn't feel very thick. It actually feels really nice. So I do like that. I like the way it feels so far. I'm just going to take a little bit of this and start applying it all over the skin. There's really not a scent to it, and even if there is, I don't really smell anything, so I guess that's a good thing. I'm gonna just flip that up out of the way until we can get this layer on. See, I'm just applying it all over my face, especially in spots that I really want covered. The color looks like it's going to be okay. Maybe it is a little on the orangey side, but that's okay. I can work with this. Okay, so here is the first layer on my skin. So far it feels really good, so I'm just going to take my brush and start patting it into the skin. Not so much swiping, because we don't want that awkward brush strokes. Again, just kind of packing it into the skin, just so our skin can kind of drink it up. And okay, so here's what the first layer looks like all buffed into my skin. As you can see, it has a very like glowy appearance. I don't know if that's just because of my face or because of my moisturizer, but my face is like really, really glowy, which isn't too much of a bad thing. It doesn't like really bug me because I know I'm going to be setting it with powder in a minute, so it's not like a catastrophe. As far as like coverage goes, I feel like a very light to medium coverage. There really isn't anything that's like 110% fully covered. I am going to be putting on a second layer just to see how buildable it is, like I always do, and yeah, we're gonna see. But as far as blending it out, I think it blended out pretty okay. I would like a little bit more coverage as far as like covering up blemishes and maybe not so glowy. But then again, I don't know if that's because of my moisturizer, but that's just kind of what I'm noticing right off the bat. I'm just gonna do another couple pumps and apply the second layer on top of this one. And I'm not gonna be using any sort of concealer, so I'm just really gonna kind of focus the foundation where I want it. And then we are going to just do our usual, just set it with some powder and do the rest of our face makeup. Alright, so again, I'm just going to very lightly buff this in to my neck as well. My face does kind of have a like irritated burning sensation going on. I don't really know if that's just my sensitive skin or if that's like a thing with everybody. Did anyone else experience the same sensation? I don't know. It's very, very weird. It's not like painful or anything, but I can see my cheeks turning pretty red, so I'll have to keep an eye on that because I don't know if maybe I'm having like a bad reaction to this foundation. I don't know, but it's like a very tingly feeling. Okay guys, and here's what the second layer looks like all put on the face. It definitely is good with about 2 layers. I don't think you could get away with doing a 3rd layer without looking a little bit on the cakey side. So I am going to stop at 2 layers. The coverage is a little bit better. The color is a little bit off, but it is something that I can totally work with. It's not like that big of a deal. And I'm definitely happier with the second layer. We are definitely going to be matting this down with some powder. I just wanted to give you guys kind of an up-close view of how this second layer looks on the skin. Again, the coverage is a lot better, and the sensation of, like, as I was talking about earlier, like a little bit of a burning sensation, that's not there anymore. So I definitely think that was more or less a blending process. Like, it only hurt when I was blending it. And I don't think it's the brush because this brush is very, very soft on the skin. So I don't know. I'm very weird experiences with this foundation. Okay, to set everything down, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. High Definition Face Powder. I haven't used this in a very long time because, to be perfectly honest, I honestly forgot that I had it. But I was filming my makeup collection the other day and I noticed that I saw it, so I moved it up to the front so we could get to using it again. And I'm going to be using this really fluffy powder brush. This is the Airbrush Powder by Sephora. Really, really big, and I'm just going to be taking that powder in there. It's very, very messy. And I'm just going to be sweeping this very lightly over top of the foundation so everything sticks. Okay, so here's what the foundation looks like all matted down, which I like it a lot more because I was not about all that glow. That was too much glow for Bree. Bree likes to only apply highlighter to get her glow. I don't like that oily skin look. Not a fan. So much powder. Ugh. Next for bronzer, I'm going to be using this one that I haven't used in ages, and this is the Avon Mark collection, and this is just like a sun-kissed bronzer. And I think I'm going to be using this BH Cosmetics brush right here just to kind of bronze up a little bit. So the foundation still feels quite dewy, so I'm more or less going to be like packing in my bronzer rather than swiping, because it feels like I'm going to be wiping off half the foundation, and we don't want that. So alright, so now that our face is all powdered and bronzed, it is definitely looking more airbrushed and more like perfected, if you know what I mean. So bronzer is finished. For blush, I think I'm going to use this one by Physicians Formula. This is just the Super BB combo. It's just like a bronzer blush combo, and I haven't used the blush in a really, really long time. So as usual, blush brush in the product. Tap off the excess. Alright, so that works for me. Now I'm going to quickly do my brows before we finish up with highlight. I'm just going to be brushing them through and doing my brows how I usually always do them. So my brow routine, I think I'm going to film it for you guys, but it's definitely really weird. So I take like the really brown CoverGirl pencil and outline them, and then I take my black eyebrow pencil by NYX and fill them in. I'm really weird, but that's just the way I like to do it. I'm really weird when it comes to makeup. I just have all sorts of weird ass techniques, and that's what I like to do. Alright, so as always, this is always the good brow. This one always turns out. And then this is always the fucked up brow. Don't understand. This is also like my good side and like my bad side, you know? Like, you know how we all have like a good looking and a bad looking side? This side is cursed, I swear it is. Okay, so that is everything for eyebrows. For highlight, I think I'm gonna do a mixture of two. And I think for that I'm going to be using this one by Sephora, which I haven't used in a long time. This is a baked luminizer in the shade Light Beam. And then on top of that, for extra glow, obviously I'm going to be using Jeffree Star Cosmetics Peach Goddess. So for this, I'm going to be taking a little bit of my MAC Fix Plus. Just spray that on there, just so we can get a little bit more pigmentation. My BH Cosmetics highlighter brush. Just kind of brush that through. And just put that where I would normally highlight, if this hair will move out of the way. Alright, so this highlighter is definitely more on the glittery side. Like, I'm definitely noticing more glitter. You guys see that too? Yeah, I never used to like this until I realized it was baked, so I figured using like MAC Fix Plus on top would make it a lot more like boom, and it definitely worked. So if you have one of these and you're not really a fan of it, try some MAC Fix Plus. It'll save your life, I guarantee it. Like that, so we really, really sparkle. You guys see that? Yes! Whoo! What does Jeffree Star say all the time? Oh, you better work, highlight, you better work. Okay, so face makeup is fully done. I'm gonna go back in with my MAC Fix Plus and fully cover the face in that so my makeup stays in put. And that is everything for the first part of this first impressions. So far, my thoughts on it, I do like it so far. I think a second coat definitely helped, and using a powder to set everything also kind of helped and kind of brought everything together. There are a couple blemishes that are still kind of peeking through, but again, it's not anything that bothers me. I mean, granted, if I could just hide them like completely and totally, I would love that, but that's just not realistic, which is fine with me. I don't mind if like a little bit of redness is showing through. It's not the end of the world to me. But yeah, other than that, I like it, so we'll just have to see how it wears throughout the day. It is going to be very, very humid today, and my car has no air conditioning, and I have to do grocery shopping, and the grocery store is like 20-30 minutes away. So we are really going to see how this foundation handles in heat, and I will come back every couple of hours and do little check-ins for you guys to let you know how it is wearing. So here's just a close-up of my face just before I take off. So as you can see, it is a pretty nice coverage. and like a couple little blemishes poking through here. But other than that, I think it looks pretty darn good. I'm pretty impressed. Okay guys, so that is everything for the first part. Make sure you stay tuned in about 1 second. I will come back in a few hours. The time currently is 12:44 in the afternoon. So I'm starting off a little bit late. I woke up a little bit late today. It was a crazy night last night, so I was up really late. But yeah, so I will be back in a few hours and let you know how it's holding up. So stay tuned in 1 second. Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm here to do a check-in on the foundation. It is currently 4:19 in the afternoon. So far, it's looking pretty good. Basically, I went out and did some grocery shopping. So I was out for a couple hours in the blazing heat and humidity. The only thing I noticed is that it has worn off around my nose a little bit, and then obviously where I had my sunglasses while I was driving. But other than that, it hasn't worn off in any other places. It looks like it has gotten a little bit more orangey, like a little bit more of like an orangey tone. But again, nothing too bad. I think it looks pretty a-okay. Another thing I did kind of notice is that it is very, very sticky. Like my face still feels pretty tacky. I don't know if that's because of the heat or just the way the foundation is, because it is more of like a moussey type texture. Alright, so here's a close-up of my face about 3 hours later. As you can see, it has worn off around my nose a little bit. Okay, so that was my little update. I will come back in another few hours to do kind of like my final check-in before I rinse and wash off my face. As of like right now, if I had to recommend this foundation, I would, especially if you're someone who really kind of likes that like flawless airbrushed, really thick coverage foundation. This would be a good one for you. It kind of like, the feeling of it kind of reminds me of my Kat Von D foundation. So yeah, that is that. Let me know what you guys think of it so far down in the comments, and I will see you guys in another few hours. Bye! Hey guys, welcome back. So it is now currently 8:22 p.m. and I'm here to do my final check-in on the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse Foundation. I would leave it on a little bit longer, but I do have to take a shower and wash my face, wash my hair, because I do have to get up quite early for work. So this is about as late as I can go because I gotta get in the shower and go to bed. So I put it on, and I think, I'm trying to remember, I really should just look back on the footage, but I'm a fucking idiot. I think it was like 1:45-ish when I put the foundation on, and now it is 8:22, so maybe like 7-something hours I've had this foundation on. It definitely has started to crease, like in the creases of my nose, and it's kind of started to collect right around my mouth, in my problem area, like the part of my face that I do not like. It's kind of just started to just sit there and just kind of like cake up on me. I didn't really control my oil that well. As you can see, I am quite shiny, and it does look pretty good. The rest of my face makeup has stayed intact. The color, I maybe would have gotten maybe 1 shade lighter, because I feel like the 35 Nude Beige is a little on the orangey, yellowy tone-ish, which I mean is fine. It's not like too bad. It's not any worse than some of the other foundations I've tried here on my channel, but I could definitely go with maybe 1 shade lighter. I think that would look pretty good. So far, maybe out of 5 stars, I maybe give it 3 out of 5. I'm definitely going to keep it. Excuse my girl. I'm popular. Yeah, let me give you a close-up on my face so you guys can get like the full effect. Okay, so here you go, an up-close view of my, oh my goodness, phone. This is crazy. This never happens. This looks like that. As you can see, I am quite shiny up on my forehead and in this area of my face. You can see where it has started to crease and kind of look a little bit cakey around my mouth here. And then you can see where it's faded off on my nose and on my chin and all that jazz. It has stayed intact pretty good on my cheeks, just like this general area of my face. It just kind of went like blah on it, you know? But yeah, it looks pretty good. I could easily go out like this, maybe with just like a quick tap of powder, and I'd be good to go. So that is what it looks like on the face. Okay guys, so that is everything for my review slash first impression of the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse Foundation. Thank you for whoever requested it. I can't remember who it was because I suck at names, but thank you for requesting it. I hope it was everything you thought it would be. I hope you liked my review. I hope the rest of you liked my review. If you did, give a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to go down and subscribe to my channel, and let me know if there are any other foundations, drugstore specifically, that you would like me to try so I can review them on my channel. But until then, I will see you guys very soon in my next video. I love you all. Bye!